Oh, bother.
Hello my friends, and welcome back to Shifting Sands, our Araby Let's Play in the Old World. We find ourselves in a caravan encounter with ogre mercenaries, so let's take a look at it. The strength of an ogre is unmatched anywhere. At least, that's what this group of rotund mercenaries assured us when offering to guard our trade caravan on its route. Their claim is ridiculous, but the extra muscle wouldn't go amiss. Ogre's services, however, certainly would not come free of charge. So we can pay 1,000 gold and get a unit of man-eaters. Now that's a little expensive. They are very good, but we have a genie, we have artillery, and we have plenty of soldiers. And, well, that would eat our entire GDP for the last turn. So I think that we're going to tell them to get lost. And we're going to reinvest that money somewhere else. We have plenty that we can invest in, so that's what we're going to focus on. Before we do that, however, let's take a look at what's going on out on the map, or out on the world stage. Jaffar has managed to push the forces of Origo out of Araby, which is good, but the kingdom stands on a knife's edge. There are still 2 Crusader states left, and we haven't even begun to deal with the undead problem that haunts what used to be our kingdom. So, looking down, we've got the Dread King, who has made his way through our territory once again, something that's going to have to be dealt with. However, if he goes to fight Prince Rakaf, we could take advantage of both of their armies being torn asunder. And I do believe they're at war. Yes. So, what Jaffar's going to do is move to Zandri, and he's going to wait.
I find this acceptable. Commander of Jinns.
This will put his vengeance on hold for now, but
you stand before the
Jaffar's a
Sultan.
patient man.
To me.
I mean, he's waited all these hundreds of years, so why not wait just a little bit longer? If he can grow his land by double, possibly even larger than double, looking at the size of these 2 territories, it would be worth it, especially if he could also capture Firis. So let's start growing the army just a little bit more, but not before we actually make some investments in our territory itself.
Commander of Jinn.
Zandri is ready to upgrade,
You stand before
and
the Sultan.
Al-Haik could get a bigger perfumery. Yeah, and that's going to help a ton with our income. It is going to start eating up our slaves, but that's okay.
Devoted to Araby.
And it looks like the
Lord
growing of the army
and
will have to
master.
wait just a little while. It's worth it to get higher income and to grow Zandri bigger than just a port town. So, let's go ahead and get into the next turn, and I'll see you there. And we arrive back with a caravan encounter, Walk Like a Nehekaran. This one is one that we've seen before, but I'll read it anyway. While traveling along the rolling dunes of Nehekara, our caravan chances upon a tomb that has been uncovered by the desert winds. This tomb appears to be untouched by time and ripe for the picking. Once inside, the men encounter a regally dressed skeleton who claims to be a prince and that our caravan leader is his long-lost king. The skeleton promises to guard his king for eternity, but all the men see are the riches that were buried alongside the prince. Now, we could get extra cargo. It's only 100, or we could get a tomb prince. We're going to take that tomb prince. And I know that some of you probably wanted to see that battle, but trust me, there will be plenty of skeletons fighting us here very soon. Now, it appears that the Dread King and Prince Rakaf are squaring up. So we're going to
Commander of
just
Jin,
sit and wait, see what we
as
can get
sure
done.
as the sun rises.
Let's go ahead and get 2 more units of warriors. That's going to help a ton. And when these 2 armies meet, we'll take advantage of the aftermath. Hopefully that'll happen this coming turn, but we'll see. They might end up just dancing around each other for a while. Looking to our west, I don't see where... I don't see where the Lady of Lyonesse has gone. That's very strange. I keep wanting to call her Joan. She's not Joan. Very interesting. Let's see if we can see her. Rapunzel, excuse me. But Rapunzel, I don't see her anywhere. I'm curious where she could have gone. We'll have to keep an eye out on her. If she's not present, if she's been defeated in battle, that changes things dramatically. But it's something we won't know until after we deal with these guys. And I really want the Dread King to lose. Let's go ahead and move into our next turn. Coming back, you can see that it looks like the situation has mostly resolved itself. Prince Rakaf is moving towards Firis. It looks as though he intends to take it, meaning that his lands are left open for us to strike. That being said, we could attempt to strike Prince Rakaf himself. It does appear that most of his army was wiped out when fighting against the Dread King. Our biggest concern is going to be the War Sphinx. I don't know if we have enough to take
as the
it.
sun rises.
Of course, we do have the Palace Guards. We have some dwarves with blasting charges. That could be very helpful. Spike gunners. I assume that those are from the dwarves. And it looks like we have some nomad trackers as well. Not nomad trackers. I mean the correlers, and then yes, of course, the nomad trackers. This could play to our advantage if we surprised him now. He's in force march, so I don't believe he'd be able to run. But it does look like we would still lose. This could be a big gamble. We'll wait to see how things go for Jaffar before we make our move.
Jins.
And let's have the battle begin.
Kill them all.
War is declared.
Stop this!
Wizard Supreme of Araby.
They've elected to flee, leaving the pools of despair wide open for Sultan Jaffar to take.
Serpent Lord. End their infantile existence.
And bad news, we cannot reach it in time. Now that we've played our hand, we're going to have to make a move.
You stand before the Sultan.
Let's kill him. Again. After receiving dual reports of Jaffar moving towards the pools of despair and a depleted army of the Rakaf dynasty moving around the outskirts of the city limits, Haji knew it was time to strike. Gathering not only his army, but emptying the entire garrison of Al-Haik, he marched, ready to break the undead army that had been foolish enough to discount Araby as an enemy. Bringing with him the elite flying carpet unit, the palace guard, and even Jaffar's pet elephant, Haji knew that victory would be all but assured. As the two armies came within sight of one another, the tension was thick for the Arabians. Numerical advantage or not, the undead were not a force to be trifled with. And the army had more than just a band of skeletons with splintered spears, but this was the guard of Prince Rakaf himself. They even had a Kimrian war sphinx of legend. The carpet riders began the assault by attempting to force the enemy formation into chaos. While receiving some return fire, the elite skirmishers were able to achieve their goals as the main army approached its position. It was then that the truly unexpected happened. A single horseman riding out to meet the entire Arabian army. But this was no horseman, no simple horseman, I should say, because this was Prince Rakaf himself, and his army was soon to follow. As the two armies began to clash, Prince Rakaf unleashed devastating magic. As though the souls of hell had come forth, it was a nightmare to behold. On the other end of the field, the mighty elephant and the Kimrian war sphinx started to come to blows. The mighty elephant, realizing that it was no match for the Kimrian war sphinx. Though the Arabian army had suffered great losses, they knew that victory was theirs. All they had to do was finish this prince, and so they would. And a close victory. But a victory nonetheless. And of course, we're going to take that army replenishment and those slaves. Not sure who we're enslaving. I assume that Prince Rakaf had some slaves, you know, had some living beings among his camp. So we're going to take those in.
Devoted to Araby.
And I'd like to give Haji a little bit of time before attacking Firas, but I don't believe Firas even has any... Yes, we're
Lord
attacking
and Master.
The Legion of Terror as well. This was unexpected, but our scouts have returned and told us that there is only minimal defenses in the city, so we're going for it.
Sans fury. The desert's fire.
And we're right back into another battle. This time, let's go ahead and grab the Rampagers standard. We'll put that on... We'll put that on our best unit of warriors. And then the Gleaming Pennant we'll give to our best unit of spearmen. And I'll see you in the battle. And a decisive victory. Now, I chose to not replay that. It literally was only the one person against us. It just wasn't worth making you guys sit through. But Firas is now in the hands of Araby. Well, Araby proper. We still have a rogue nation down to our south, which we will deal with. And we're going to, of course, occupy it. Once again, this is de jure Araby. We don't want to upset the people.
You stand before the Sultan.
We're the liberators, right? So we're going to increase the size of the village of Firas, and soon we'll be able to make a move against Kafr itself, finally uniting the northern coast of Araby. And in our next turn, we should be able to bring the Pools of Despair into the kingdom as well. But first,
Lord, let's
give Haji some credit and make him a little bit better of a leader. Gonna go with Fervent. We're probably gonna need Fervent the most. And it seems appropriate because he's been fighting the undead. Of course, we're going to have to give him some more troops as well. I believe that a couple scorpions would be good for this army. But let's get a couple more warriors first. We'll go with warriors, then we'll get a couple scorpions next.
Wizard Supreme of Araby.
See if we can get even higher up the ladder. Get some palace guards. That would be fantastic to have for Jaffar's army. Let's see what else we can get. A Noria. When water is scarce, it must be brought from where it is abundant. That's good. So we can get that. That'll get us more replenishment, more growth. It will eat into our slave cap just a little bit, but that's not a big deal. And the salt works, that would actually help a ton. So we're going to go with salt works. We'll get a Noria. We'll wait on upgrading the barracks. And finally, we have some nomadic representation for the army as well, in the form of the camel paddocks. So that's fantastic to hear.
You stand before the Sultan.
I didn't realize that our caravan had finished its journey. So of course we'll go with that. We'll get better scales, and the hidden stores also are a good thing to have for that. And let's dispatch a new caravan. We're gonna send this one to... Let's send this one to Miragliano. That's going to be a big windfall for us. 4,500 gold. And it only takes 4 turns to get up there. And it looks like we are good to go ahead and get into the next turn. And here we are, surprisingly, with no caravan encounters, possibly because they're out on the ocean.
Wizard Supreme of Araby.
And it is time to attack the pools of despair.
Puerile filth. Just
But
what
before
I
we
need.
do that,
Another mess to clean.
it does look like the Black Terror of Arkan is back, well, King Immortal. I'm not going to pronounce that, but he has reoccupied that. We're going to go ahead and have Haji start making his way down south. We're going to have at least 2 armies to take that.
You stand before the Sultan.
While we do that, let's go ahead and get some more scorpions into the army. And hopefully this amount of troops, plus what Sultan Jaffar brings, will be enough.
Kill them all.
Now it's time to get into this battle and the final one for the episode.
Hurry.
You would think with the news of the battles of Al-Haik and the capture of Firas that Jaffar would be overjoyed at the successes of his nation. However, if he wasn't going to show it. Jaffar would not smile, would not give praise until all of Araby was once again united under his rule. And his soldiers were eager to make that happen. As they approached the city, the first line of men came under heavy archery fire. In response, the Arabian archers moved up to return that fire, but a shooting war with an enemy up a hill was a losing one. Jaffar knew he only had to move his finger to even the odds, and so he did. The Nehekarans were stubborn, as they would be. They have nowhere to go. They were undead. Skeletons withering away in the sands of time. But it was no longer their time. Their stubborn resistance only agitated Lord Jaffar, and he was about to teach them a lesson that they would soon not forget. But the undead had a few tricks of their own and sent their Ushabti assassins to eliminate the Great Sultan. However, his personal guard would not allow him to fall, and even if they had, he had another trick of his own. Not that these fools deserve to see it. And just like that, the Nehekaran defenders would soon begin to crumble, and the pools of despair would once again be in the land of Araby. And of course a decisive victory, although we took a few more losses than Jaffar probably would have preferred. And the pools of despair are looking very nice. I love the Greek aesthetic.
The Serpent Lord.
Let's increase Jaffar's skills. I believe Route Marcher could come in handy after falling just short in the last turn.
Lord and Master.
Haji will next turn move to Zandri, and then the two forces will meet at the Black Tower of Arkan to finish the job.
This is forbidden!
But that is all going to come on the next episode. So until then, to all my friends, wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and good night. I'll see you later. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thanks for watching, especially to those of you who have been with me since the beginning. I am still having a blast and very much enjoying the formation of this community with all of you. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please let me know, because I want to make even better content as we continue down this journey together. As always, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and want to support me, then you know what to do.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next one.